Welcome to Heathen's Garage, folks. We're gonna try and get this thing moving. We only got 3 hours to do it. Now, while getting it moving might not sound too difficult, since we did get it running in the last episode, we're not exactly sure what we're up against with the transmission and the running gear, the brakes, that kind of thing. It might have brakes. It feels like it has a bit of pedal and there was fluid, so that was positive. But that's about all we know. Now, we have the battery charger on the brand new battery, which, if you'll recall, fixed the starting issue that it didn't really have, which made me feel foolish. We also need to vacuum the inside of this out. This engine bay is gross and we need to fix that. I expect the HVAC is equally as gross, but we'll ignore that for now. Step number 1 is we're gonna see if we can get some fuel going into this carburetor. The fuel pump itself is working as demonstrated prior, but it didn't seem like anything was going into the carburetor. So I don't know anything about this carburetor. I don't know who makes it. I'm just gonna take it apart and see what it looks like inside, I guess, because I know how to do that, I think. I don't know why it has wires going to it. That seems so unusual. No less than 4 wires going into this carburetor. And I've never, I didn't know that was a thing. So I'm a little concerned. We might go get a little magnetic parts tray for all the screws, because it could go wrong in a hurry. How do these wires come out of here? Connectors I've never seen before. I don't know how to describe them, but they're very interesting. This goes to, I don't know what that is. If anybody knows how that operates or what it is, I'd be pretty curious. Maybe it's a magnet? I don't know. We're just hoping to get the top of the carburetor off so we can see the old needle. And I'm counting on the fact that once we can see the needle, we can determine what's wrong with it. But I could be wrong. This is just so nice to work on. Which is not what I said about it last time when it wasn't going well. Get that throttle linkage off, or whatever, choke linkage, I guess. Now, we got no gasket set for this whatsoever. Really, really hoping that it comes. Oh, well, it just came off. It is full of fuel. It's not what I expected. And the float is floating. Accelerator pump is stuck. She's no good. Oh boy. How does this operate? This is different than any other carburetor I've ever seen. I think that needs to have flow through it, whatever these are. They look plugged off. It's got this feeling about it. This is not going as planned. Alright, we're just gonna bite the bullet and pull the carburetor right off so we can look at it and not worry about dropping pieces inside. Come on, clip. Don't lose that, Ethan. It's irreplaceable. Let's get all these screws out. Oh boy, that was dangerous. Do that fuel line, and I think the important part's off. That was very easy. That's her. Oh. Don't lose that. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take this inside and see if I can give it a once over, and I'll be back. Okay. We have successfully taken this carburetor apart and put it back together. I think all the pieces are approximately where they go. We only tore one of the gaskets, and it was pretty minor, so I think it'll be okay. Guess we just sort of bolt it back on. There's these little itty bitsy linkages, right? They're right. I don't know if you can see that. They're small. I got a little mixed up about which is which here. That one moves easy and this one moves less easy. Oh, this is supposed to have a spring on it. That's not good. This spring is broke. Whatever it's supposed to do, it's not gonna do. Did I break this? Looks like it's been broke forever. Well, we'll just see what happens, I guess, without it. That's all we can do. I don't have a spring and I don't have time to figure it out right now. So we'll just hook it up and hope that something does stuff. Pretty optimistic way to live, isn't it? We'll just put it together broken and hope that it works. Is that what I'm trying to tell you guys? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So you can imagine how well this is gonna go. It's just the way the little ball bounces sometime. Through the gasket, through the plate, through the other gasket. Gotta get it started. I like hats and all, but boy are they in the way when it's not sunny. He has to also go in and I can't see him. I have to install it totally blind. Whatever this circuit is, which I think has something to do with the weird transmission, it's not gonna work properly. That's all there is to that. There is a spring broken. That's that. I don't really know how it operated anyways, so I wouldn't know how to set it. I was kind of just hoping it would be, you know, not moved from the last time and still correct, which I realize is probably pretty optimistic, but what do you do? Like, if there's no optimism, like, what has the world come to? Watching a guy bumble around with a screw, that's gotta be some quality entertainment, right? Oh, the incompetence. It doesn't feel very street rod, this part. This just feels like I'm working on something that's old. And given the fact that this is supposed to be my first street rod project, I don't know about this. Okay, we've got this carburetor back together. We've got the battery juiced up and ready to go. Like, we're gonna see if it'll start under its own volition. Well, like, with a key, obviously. I'll probably just pump the throttle pedal and see if something happens. We'll go from there. Like, it was smoky in the air before, and I'm not making it better, but I don't know, it's running on the fuel that's in it. Like, it's obviously not quite mint, but turning the idle screw up seemed to be the problem, or the solution to the problem, I guess. It is making a fair bit of smoke, but it smells like ATF, so I'm not too worried. What are you doing? Why are you limping? Are you just being goofy? Are you being goofy? Yeah? Oh, you're okay. As long as you're not limping. You're just being goofy? Okay. Good girl. Elvis, come boy. You don't like the new car? What's the matter with you, Elvis? Come here. Don't put your ears back at me. Okay, the old girl is idling along quite nicely. It was getting a bit warm already, so we're just gonna, do a few cycles. See if it burps the cooling system. Like, it was pretty stiff to turn around. It might take a little while for it to sort of smooth out again. Now, while it's cooling down, I'm gonna get all the windows down. I'm gonna get my junk out, and I'm gonna go dig those seats out and give them the best vacuum I can, and then go find some blankets to put over them. If this thing will move, which we have no idea about the transmission yet, but if it'll move, we're going to take some people for a ride in it tonight. Because see, it's my mother-in-law's birthday today, and with a little bit of luck, we're going to take her for a little ride around the dirt track for her birthday. Because that seems like a thing that I would do. It doesn't always make sense, which is also sort of like me. Now it occurred to me, it would be easier to move all my junk if what I did was just got in the car and tried to drive it. So explain this fluid drive in a minute, but for the moment, I think that this is reverse. Maybe? Yep, we got a forward gear. And this should be first gear. Now, do we have any brakes? We got a little bit. Not a lot on the brakes. How do you make it stay stuck? Oh, that's a full play, isn't it? Oh, it worked. Huh. And the park brake works. That's incredible. Okay, well that was first drive successful. We gotta somehow get the seat bolted back down, and we don't have anything to bolt it to. We're not gonna be going very fast. Maybe like a tech screw, eh? How about that? Yeah, we'll throw a couple tech screws in. Good enough for now. Now we just gotta cover these awful seats because I wouldn't ask anybody to sit in those. We got a couple big sheets, and that should, I don't know, it'll do, I guess. Hey, this is working out pretty fair, actually. It's in. I completely forgot to lubricate the seats. This is kind of maybe where it sits. I don't think I can get it to move. That's too bad. It's a little... It's fine. When I said yesterday we had 3 hours to get it running, well, that was because we were having a party for my mother-in-law, and I didn't have very much time, but we got it running, and I tossed the seats back in, and I covered them with the bed sheet, and I got to take people around in car rides, and the car just sort of ran like it's supposed to. It doesn't overheat, it's got good oil pressure, the battery seems to charge. It's just wonderful. And look how good the dogs like it back there. Aren't you guys happy? Yeah? Yeah. Let's talk about the transmission. So you'll see on the ground we got 3 pedals, right? Oops, easy, keep it running. Okay, well, it stopped. It's also got, you know, what appears to be a 3 on the tree, except it's not a 3 on the tree. You got low and you got high, and then you got reverse. And that's it. There's no, see, you can't pull it into first. There is no first. You got low, you got high, and you got reverse. And that's all there is. It's pretty weird, and I don't totally understand it, but the transmission's got 4 gears. It's got 4 forward gears and 1 reverse, and you shift it into low range on the shifter stick, and then you drive and you let off the pedal, and then it shifts into 2 and like by itself, and then you clutch it to go to 3, and then it shifts itself into 4. It's kind of complicated, and you don't have to push the clutch in to stop, because it's got that sort of torque converter that's not a torque converter. I'll take it for a drive and show you what I can. All right, you get started. Oh, easy. Okay, now I'm gonna turn that idle up a hair. All right, so clutch is in right now. We'll pull this into neutral and we'll go forward and up, and that gives us 1. Now we just gotta sort of take the clutch out like normal. I'm giving it some RPM, but not because I have to. All right, now we're moving. Now theoretically, boy, I got it. Easy, easy. Now you see how we're rolling and the engine isn't turning over anymore? That's because it's got a fluid coupling. Just hang on, I'm gonna turn the idle up so this works properly. Okay, so we're just idling along here. You can see that I've got nothing there. You see that there's 3 pedals, right? Now watch this. I'm going to stop. And it keeps running even though I don't have the clutch in. It's still in gear, and I let the clutch off, or the brake off rather, and then I accelerate. Because the torque converter does its thing. Now if we get cruising along, watch that speedometer, and I can let off the pedal, you'll hear it shift. There, now it's in 2. Now if I want to get going faster than that, which I can't really on the old dirt track, not with the tires that are on it anyways, you'd have to go for 3. But in the meantime, I can slow right down, and you give it a little burp, and we're back in 1, I think. Yeah. And then it goes to 2. It's really similar to splitting gears in a big rig, if that, like, that's how it feels. It's not really the same actuation, but it's the same deal where you flick it up to the next one and then you give it a burp of throttle or let it off the throttle, or I don't remember. I never was any good at splitting gears, but it feels the same. And I don't know, like, it's just so good. Also want to take this moment to remind you to go check out Cruise Culture Magazine. YouTube channel, magazine, apparel, whatever you like. He's got some neat stuff. We're hoping to get some shirts made by old Mr. Brian Holsey himself, and I'm quite excited about that. So, you know, you can look forward to that in the future. I can't describe how good this car drives. Like, it's so nice. I'm really looking forward to doing some more work on it. Unfortunately, that work won't happen for a while, because, you know, like, we got a Jeep for Miles of Mayhem to build, and that's got to take precedence now. Like, we're into May, and we're going racing in July, and it's got to be ready to go. So this will be the last episode you see of this car for a little while, but, you know, like, don't worry, it's coming back around, and we're gonna come up with a plan to make it a true street rod. But for now, I get to drive it around in the field and take people for rides, and that's pretty good. That'll be it for this episode of Heathen's Garage, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye.